Alright, so you can see my welds are ugly. That's what they make grinders for. So, right here is what we've got made up. It's got another little port there that we're about to try and plug up. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got an assortment of bolts over here. We're gonna get this box of bolts out. And we're gonna see if we got something big enough to plug this here hole. And I think we might. Welp, not there we don't. By the way, these little maintenance sets of nuts and bolts are about the handiest thing I've ever bought. So, with that being said, some of y'all out there, it wouldn't hurt you to look into them, because for no more than you pay for them, they're, what, that big box was $20? I can't remember what the smaller one ran. But for the price, and if you're a maker like I am, you go through a lot of nuts and bolts, and to have a set just readily available at all times, it works out in your favor. So what I'm getting at is, go out and pick yourself up some nuts and bolts, because we can all use them all the time. But I'm gonna go and see if I can find a plug big enough to fit in that port, and I will get back to y'all, and we'll pick back up. And after we plug that up, I'm gonna put it on the truck and we're gonna take it out for a drive, and I'll check in with y'all to let you know how it goes. All right, so we got a couple options here. I went through and dug through all my bolt trays and whatnot. We're going to save some slim pickings. That is a very large thread. But I think we got it. So with that being said, let's get to it. Alright. So as you can see, the sun has came out. So I'll go ahead and apologize in advance for the shadows. But you can see what we have found here. Got this. Came off of an air gun, which it's got a screen in it, so I'm half tempted to just put it on and leave it, and that screen will help keep debris out. I can cut like a small piece of sponge to put there or something, just help filter any air it does take in, and that will lessen the vacuum in the crankcase. Because I mean, a slight vacuum, okay, but I don't know about the full-on vacuum that I'm going to create by tagging this into the intake tube. So, we got this. I want to say it's some sort of knock sensor at some point. It may have been a temperature sensor, seeing the probe on it. But that threads in perfectly, and it's sleek, and it's going to be unnoticeable in the end, as you can see, because that's going to be on the back side, so no one's going to see it. Then we got this massive bolt that fits this tubing connector, and that just looks insane. I mean, look at that. That's wild. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate that as an option. That is not an option. So that leaves these. And I think we're going to try this one out first and see how it goes. Which we're about to do a road test, so I'm going to go ahead and get this put on and tightened up. I'm going to go cut me a small piece of sponge or filter material to stick in there. And we'll get back to y'all when we're about to go on the drive. By the way, I am gonna grind those welds down. That is ugly. And honestly, while we're out on the test drive, my intentions are to go pick up some chrome polish and a buffing wheel so we can try to shine this tube back up just to pretty it up under the hood. And then we're going to go and pick up some flame-proof paint. The high temp engine enamel, and we're going to go from there. And honestly, we're probably just going to clean up under the hood a little bit. And I'm sure y'all can hear my daughter is yelling for me, so I'm going to get out of here. Alright, I know I'm all over the place here. I'm still new at this, so I figured I'd let y'all watch as we tighten this down, because the threads are a little loose. I'm pretty sure it's a pipe thread, and I'm not running a pipe threaded adapter into it. So we're just gonna see how well she cranks down. Hard to do this holding the camera, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. Alright, she is tight. Now let's go find us some kind of filter material that'll stick down in there. Can you all see that screen? Focus. There we go. You see that in there? Maybe if I get out of your light. There you go. You can kind of see it. Alright. Yes. Them are hideous on camera. Let the welding comments begin. Alright. I'll get back to you when we're... Well, I guess putting it on, I'll let you watch as I do that. So, anyway, did you like that movie magic right there? Yep. That mid-sentence cut off there. So this hole is actually pretty form-fitting, so I'm not worried about any leaks there. It's honestly a rather tight fit. Right here is an ungodly tight fit. We got our hands full getting this fed in there. I wanted it snug, but I think I went a little over the top. Let's see if we can get you there. There you go. See, I just oiled that. I oiled the part I'm shoving in, and I oiled the O-ring, trying to make it a little easier to get it in there where I want it. Then once it is, we raise it up. Walk the other end in. And there she is. Voila. Which part of the paint we're going to get is to clean this tube up too. I have some other fittings to put on, and I have bought an IDI monitoring system. It's essentially a tuner computer without tuning capability. So it just lets me monitor everything happening with the engines a little better than, I guess, an analog gauge you would call it. It's all digital LCD display, and I can walk through everything during the drive and after the drive. It saves up to 30 minutes of drive time, and I can walk through it and see what the truck was doing. And it carries a data log, but like I said, no map sensors, nothing, no tuning capability with it, but it's still a pretty neat thing to have on a truck like this, where I'm gradually turning it up and chasing small issues from previous owners. Alright, we'll get back with you when we're on the drive. Alright, here we go. Try to hold you so you can watch it back there. Ready, bub? Ready? installed the pipe and got done talking with y'all, we tested, I revved the truck up a few times and put my finger there to see what the suction was like. And honestly, it really wasn't pulling that hard through the crankcase, at least through the tube I made. So I truly do believe it's going to be fine. I don't really see any reason it won't work or it should go wrong at this point. The only thing I was really concerned about was the, honestly, too much of a vacuum. But the truck's running quieter than it ever has now. Not exhaust-wise, but motor-wise. Motor-wise, it's the quietest this truck has ever been. I'm wondering if that vent to atmosphere had something to do with it. Yeah, I've done numerous things here in the last few weeks, but who knows? But like I said, this is Let's Do Something, where we do a whole lot of something all the time. And I'm deciding I'm going to bring you all along for it. So, unless something happens, I'll see you on the next one.